Tonight on The Voice AFTERBUZZ, we got the top 10 trying to sing for your votes. A lot of great songs, we're going to talk about it all, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I'll give you guys one guess as to who picked this song this week. But we're going to chat live on AfterBuzzTV.com, the AfterBuzz TV YouTube page, iTunes, SoundCloud. You're liking, subscribing, giving them 5 stars as we break down the top 10 for The Voice Season 10. Someone's going home. We need to discuss who. Welcome, everybody. I am Christian Rosenberg. The Twitter, @Rosenberg. Instagram, @Rosenberg. Of course, my t-shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg. Jason's out of town this week, so I get to be in charge, which always feels nice. But joining me, as always, it's the lovely Miss Megan Boykoff. How are you?
Oh, thanks. I'm doing fantastic.
How can people follow you?
They can follow me, not in the street. It's scary.
Don't do that. Stop doing that.
You can follow me on Twitter or Facebook @Megan Boykoff.
All right, so yeah, top 10 we have tonight. It's such a big deal. We have the First Lady here tonight.
We have the... Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched the episode, but Michelle Obama was there.
Yeah, roll over that. Roll over that. Yep.
No, that's all I really want to say. Hey, she was there.
It was great.
Yeah, that was cool.
Look at her arms. They're great.
Look at them arms. Good job, First Lady. So yeah, let's get into it. So first off, Owen went home.
Yeah.
Which we all predicted last week. It happened.
Sorry, Owen.
Sorry. I liked him.
Yeah. Not enough. Did you vote for him?
First performer tonight was Daniel, who was the one who was instantly saved. He's the one who just edged out Owen. He sang "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" by Aerosmith. And we've talked about his versatility on the show. He's become Jason's favorite performer. He was in the bottom 2 last week. So like, you gotta do something that shoots you out of the pack, makes you stand out. No, this was not it.
No. When I heard he was doing Celine, I just wanted to die.
Well, this isn't Celine, this is Aerosmith.
No. We're
gonna get to him later.
I have a cold and I feel like it's messing with my brain. I am not here. No, I'm here. I wasn't impressed. I feel like I was bored about 30 seconds into the song. I mean, he did the entire song, so you really gotta keep our attention. I wanted him to work the stage more. You know, I could kind of hear the message in his voice, his face a little bit. I wanted him to like want it from the audience.
Yeah, I mean, vocally, it was great. Like, he did a great job with it. His tone was great, but there wasn't a whole lot of things that stood out to it. I wrote bored in my notes too.
Bored, sad face. Yeah.
I didn't put the sad face, but
you needed it.
Yeah, you're nicer than I am. But I mean, when you're in the bottom 2 and you need to find something, you would need to find something current, upbeat, that shows how great a performer you are.
Or well-known.
This was a very well-known song.
Oh, yeah, this song.
But this was one of those songs where you were just so sick of hearing, because they played it so much, that even when it's occasionally on, you're just like, oh, yeah, this song again?
Yeah, that's fair.
So, a terrible song choice. And I'm sorry, because I like Daniel, and he's good.
And he's cute. What?
Sure.
Christian, don't say that.
Well, wow, our voices sound really similar there for a second.
They're just interchangeable.
And you got your husband for this season. I got my wife. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk. We might be bringing up Daniel later on in the show.
Isn't he like 19? That feels weird. I don't want him to be my husband.
You're fitting right. And Stephanie used to just love like the 16 and 17-year-old guys on the show.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, moving on. We got Shelia up next. Shelia sings "My Kind of Love." Now, talking about the kids, this is the 16-year-old on the show, the youngest performer. She does not sound 16 at all. We've talked about this before, but even like this song, just so much soul in it, so much power. I do feel like she peaked too early in this song. I feel like it, when you start in kind of like this quiet, you building it up, but right around like the second verse, she pretty much reached a level, and then she just kind of stayed there the whole time. I wanted her to not reach that level yet, like keep building, and then once you got to the bridge or so, that's when you belt it.
Okay.
But she got to it too soon for me. I'm nitpicking.
Sure.
But overall, she did great.
I understand what you're saying. I disagree. But I know what you're saying. She did hit that and then kind of stay there.
How dare you disagree?
She gave me continual chills. And I thought it was really interesting. I mean, these are very mature lyrics. And it's just interesting and admirable to me that she connects with them and can tell their story at 16 years old. That's amazing, you know? She you could tell, I mean, maybe she's just acting really well, but it looks as if she really feels and understands what she's saying. That's very impressive. And I love the pantsuit. It was very bold and it made her look older, which I think doesn't hurt when you're 16 and vying for the #1 spot.
Do you think she wore it because there was like First Lady there, wanted to look much more professional?
I highly doubt that.
Okay.
But you can think what you want.
I don't know. But no, she took it like having her in between the two backup singers on the stage setup.
It was epic.
Yeah, it overall was great. She's a super strong performer. And again, we kind of talked about her last week a little bit, how it was like, you almost always forget about her. And then when she performs, oh yeah, her. She's really good. You don't forget?
She's come to the forefront for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, up next we had Nick, who sang I Can't Help It. Michael Jackson is a decent idea for him because of his falsetto. But I feel like he's at the point now where all of his songs sound the same to me. No matter what Nick performs, it sounds the same. He does a good job. I'm not putting him down.
You think he does a good job?
Well, I think he's a decent performer. I mean, his falsetto is good.
It is.
But to me, all of his songs just kind of sound the same. They all, like, you put out an album with all of his performances on this season, I'm thinking it's just like 12 tracks of the same song.
Of the same note.
Of the same, there you go.
Okay, here's the thing. Once again, I understand what you're saying. For this song, I disagree. I was
all this disagreeing seems wrong. I don't know. Go ahead.
I was mesmerized.
Really?
And I wanted to LOL so hard, because in the package before he performed, he said something like, I'm going to step outside of the box this time. And then, Carson Daly introduced him, and he's
freaking
in a box. I was like, oh, come on. So very literal. But regardless, he did end up stepping out of the box, and I was just like, yeah, look at him move. I thought it was great.
The movement, I think, actually hurt him, because at the end, to me, it seemed like he was running out of breath. Because he was moving around stage a lot more.
His vibrato was shimmering throughout. Shimmering.
Shimmering?
It was shimmering.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll agree to disagree on that one, I guess.
Divided here.
Yeah. It's on now. Up next, we had Hannah, my wife, Rolling in the Deep. If you follow the AfterBuzz Voice show, it's a common tradition, maybe 3 times a season, we say, don't you dare try to do Adele on The Voice unless you're very, very good at making it your own. All season, I've been trying to pinpoint what Hannah sounds like to me. If you mix Alanis Morissette and Avril Lavigne, you have Hannah.
I don't even think that's fair. Avril Lavigne is, I wouldn't say horrendous, but she's close.
No, but I'm just saying as far as like kind of the tone, but then the rhythm and the articulation of Alanis, and then she pretty much made a rock version of the song. I loved this performance overall, and I should have prefaced that I knew that was going to some people sound insulting on what I was saying with Avril and Alanis, but I don't mean it to be.
Sure.
Like, I think that's a very unique sound, makes her different, and like those type of crescendos and the build-up, she tells a phenomenal story. We're talking about storytelling in songs. She does a great job with it. I loved it.
I will preface everything I'm about to say with, any cover of Adele will come up short for me. Because of so many reasons. Regardless, any cover will come up short. That being said, I think she did fantastically. I thought it was like solid and bold and very Hannah. Technically, it was flawless. Every note, it was great.
But there's a but coming.
But she's not Adele. That's it.
All right.
She'll be around for another week. I'm kind of like, yeah, you go, girl. High five, killing it. But like, don't do Adele.
Well, again, we say like don't do Adele. We've said don't do Beyonce. Those are the main two. I mean, there's
That's
always
fair.
another one
Sure.
here or there that might pop up.
I wish it was stripped down. I was kind of wishing that she would.
Oh, really? That's a good one too. Yeah. By the way, happy birthday, Jimbo.
Happy birthday! Yay! I wish it was stripped down. Like, I would have really loved to hear, like, cut the tempo in half, get her with an acoustic guitar. I don't know if she plays guitar, but, throw that in there anyway and watch her flail or fly.
I just because I felt like this was still a little more of a rock version of how Adele had it. So I did feel like it was different and more the style that Hannah would do.
Right.
The stripped down one, if Alison did a stripped down version, it would make more sense.
You're right.
But Hannah with the rock version I thought was good.
Agreed.
Those notes are so good. Speaking of really, really good, we got Lathe with The Thrill Is Gone. I know we're going to disagree on this one.
Do you?
I absolutely loved this.
What?
I absolutely loved it for selfish reasons as Megan slumps in her
I
chair.
was like, what?
Being my background in music performing, he is a true musician. This guy, he's a better guitar player than the guitar player in the Voice band.
Yes.
And he's a phenomenal singer. The one issue, which I know this is your main argument, I know, is how many people that watch this show listen to B.B. King?
Yeah, it's a hard genre to get through to people, blues. It's not super widely... I don't know, that might not be true. Just for me personally, I'm like, I would never buy his music. I can sit here and appreciate it and say, oh my God, like look at his fingers move, listen to his voice. It's incredible. It's undeniable talent. But I will never buy his music. And I think too big a portion of America would say the same thing for him to win, ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, I do think his talent and everything is going to get... Because if the finale is like it was last year, there was like 4 or 5 people in it, I think he can make the finale. I don't foresee him winning because, again, the style of the music. But this guy is so friggin' talented. And we've never seen a guy like him on this show. We've seen some old artists that are a little on the older side that have had other success here or there. But this style, this look, this genre, nothing like this on this show.
Yeah, it's unconventional.
And it's refreshing. It's unconventional. It's refreshing. I can't get enough of him. And again,
have you always felt this way? Is this a new?
I
can't get enough of him.
I've always enjoyed him, but tonight this performance, just his performance on the guitar and everything, just catapulted him even higher for me.
Wow.
I'm a huge fan of Lathe.
Okay.
Speaking of big fans of people, next was Paxton.
LOL. Funny transition.
Did you like that?
I did.
All right.
Aww.
Paxton sang "It's All Coming Back to Me" now. I forgot to say the word now. He goes to Celine Dion.
Yes.
Paxton goes to Celine Dion.
What?
You might recall me praising him last week.
I might.
And I mentioned how if he continues to do this type of Paxton, he will do great. This was not that Paxton from last week. You go ahead and talk about this one first.
Okay. When I first heard he was doing Celine Dion, I thought, please no. Oh, she's the queen. She's the flawless
Do we put her in the
queen.
Adele and Beyonce category?
I do.
Okay.
I do. So at first I was like, I think I got up to go to the bathroom at that point during the
You're like, nope,
package
I'm done.
beforehand. I was like, I don't want to hear him practice. Don't spit out your water, but I loved it. I say while he takes a sip. I feel like he really felt the words. I believed him. It was very theatrical. Obviously, not that Celine isn't.
Right.
But normally, the way he pronounces things bothers me. For whatever reason, on this song, I thought it was wonderful. The message was felt. My only real thing I want to shake my finger at him for is that last build-up right before the ending 2 lines was so flat. I was like, if you just hit those notes just a little, would have been great.
You know, it's weird because I literally, my notes for this song was, I don't know what to say. and part of that was just like, I think it was a terrible song choice, but he did better at it than I thought he would.
Okay, great.
I felt like he was trying to belt too much. I felt like it was too forced, but I felt the theatrics like you were saying. So it's just like, there are things that I absolutely hated about this performance, but it was like, well, that was actually surprisingly impressive. And that he was flat on that last note.
Yeah.
But
Hearing him
anyone
back-
can get the flat notes
Sure.
at times. So I can't really put that against people to a full extent. America loves this kid. He has been like one of the top vote getters. He is definitely going to be in the finale. I'm still on the fence as to why.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
I want the guy last week, that type of thing. We got a little of the storytelling and the passion and the emotion in this one that we had last week. Not nearly as much as last week. Last week was really kind of his big coming out performance.
Yeah, it was.
And usually the follow-up one has some after effects on that. So that's why I'm like, it wasn't what I wanted, but it was still good. I'm really concerned about his performance next week. Because it's just like, you better bring back what you had last week.
Because I think that you will be in the minority of people who aren't super happy with his performance.
I've been in the minority of people all season for this guy.
Right, and so have I, though, too. So have I. But he's starting to turn me. Even just listening to it and here, I'm like, yeah, it's all coming back to me. This
Is it all coming back to you now?
Oh, no, Paxton! So close. Yeah.
All right, moving on to Mary. Mary sang Stand By Your Man. She said that this was the first time it was ever performed on the show. To me, that seems hard to believe. I feel like I've heard this song all the time on this show.
It must
But
be
maybe
fact.
it might
They
just-
put it in the package.
It must be in my head. I just kept imagining people singing this song, I guess. I don't know.
She's 20.
Yeah, she's
Can we
young.
please pause
She's young.
for a moment of silence on that?
What moment? Did she die? Why are we doing a
No.
moment of silence?
It's just so unbelievable to me. She's 20.
Yeah.
She's beautiful
Yeah.
in the face and otherwise.
Yeah, yes.
And her voice, oh my god, I would listen to her all day. She's 20. She's
Yeah.
20.
She's really, really talented.
Crazy.
On one hand, I think it was a good idea to put the old school country song out there. On the other hand, the younger country fans aren't going to really like it, but the older country fans are going to absolutely download this. She's not going anywhere. I'm not worried about her whatsoever. I'm on the fence as far as the song choice, but vocally, this girl nails every song she does.
She has made history in my life, and I will tell you how.
Okay.
She's made history in my life in the sense that I don't like country. I've given it many a chance. I can appreciate it. I respect it. I would never listen to it.
Should we have Jimbo like set up a drum roll to break out like this history moment or something?
I think
Jimbo, can you set the drum roll real quick? There you go.
I love listening to her sing country. Is there a dun dun dun?
There you go. The studio audience
Thanks so much.
approves.
Yeah, I was like, I don't dread listening to it, and that's amazing. I'm telling ya.
Well, no, this
I listened to her sing a phone book.
I think we might have to go back to the archives from earlier this season, but I feel like, I don't know if it was the battle round or somewhere else. I was saying, like, this girl's going to be in the finale, and Jason was looking at me like, shut up. And just,
No, you shut up.
Yeah, you shut up, Jason.
Not even here. But
Yeah, that's right. You shut up. You're probably
Just kidding,
at
we
home
miss you.
somewhere. She misses you. I love you, Jason.
Stand by your Jason. Anyway.
That's the new song called Stand By Your Jason. Performed by Mary Sarah.
No, by me.
Oh, I thought you
I'm
were
gonna sing it to
suggesting.
him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Later.
I'll expect that next week.
Okay.
We'll get that. We'll get the music set up.
Okay.
All right. I'm not kidding. Brian up next. Brian sings Promise. I'm going to let you start on this one.
Okay. I had a realization
Oh.
that he sounds and looks like a Latin Drake. And it just made me melt.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
I know! It was like something about the angle
Uh-huh.
that just sparked the light in me.
Mm-hmm.
So I drew a heart next to that note because
Okay.
I was
You're pretty
totally
proud
into
of that.
Totally into that. This beginning part with the like light piano happening, I really loved, and I wish it didn't go into that. I don't want to be like offensive, but when we got like the maracas or like it kind of started getting islandy and it sounds kitschy to me. So I think that he did really well, and I like that they threw in the English, because if he did the whole thing in Spanish, I mean, most of America speaks Spanish, but I would have been like, I can't connect to any of this, but you sound great. So at the end of the day, job well done.
This was my favorite performance of the night.
Wow.
This was a brilliant song choice, which we have not been able to say about Brian all season. He's had terrible song choices. Last week he sang a love song to his sister. Doing the Spanish. So many millions of people are now downloading this song for the Spanish alone. It was Usher. It was a fun performance. It was more laid back. He felt more comfortable.
Yeah.
His pitches were on. I absolutely loved everything about this performance.
Wow.
This is my favorite performance of him all season.
Agreed. I definitely agree. Because when he's comfortable, we're comfortable.
Yes.
You know?
And I mean, he wasn't forcing it like Seal a few weeks ago. It didn't make us feel uncomfortable like his song did last
I was
week.
like, oh, he's singing to his girlfriend. No, sister.
No,
okay.
no.
That's weird.
Younger sister.
Yeah, it was great.
But this one was just fun.
He was like doing some like hip moves.
Yeah, a little salsa dancing a little bit on
Yeah.
stage, just having fun with it. Like I was talking about before with who was it that I was talking about that I was just like, say it again?
I said, listen to that note.
Oh,
It just caught
yeah.
my ear. It's great.
I want more of this, Brian. I want this stuff going on. Great job, Brian. Then we get Alison. Alison, she calms it down.
She does.
Shows a
Brings it down low.
shows a more vulnerable side. That just sounded creepy. I'm sorry. Shows a more vulnerable side and sings "Let Him Fly." Her gentle is super powerful. Like
Yeah.
there's no
Well said.
like
She's just
her
strong.
her powerful on a scale of 1 to 10 is infinity. Her gentle is like a 90.
20. Yeah, well said. I have to say, I feel terrible when they first kind of introduced the song. Before she said the whole thing about her ex-boyfriend, I
Ex-boyfriend.
guess, passing away. I was like, oh, wah, another song about boys, and wah, let's all cry over boys. And then she says that. I was like, oh no.
So for those of you just tuning in, Megan is heartless. And she's like, oh, whatever. I'm not going to listen to the sob stories.
But
that was
through-
what you just said, word
That's
for word, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
verbatim.
Yeah.
But through the song, I grew a heart. She was just so easy and effortless. She sounded a little less, excuse me, whiny than she normally does, maybe. It's just kind of like a nasally, like throaty, whatever. It sounds great on her.
Yeah.
But it was just, she could have written the song herself, you know, believable, and I was just like, I want to give you a hug. It was fantastic. Vocally.
This girl can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Every song she does is incredible. Every song you think like, all right, this belongs on her album. This is her quiet, her quote unquote quiet song. But, I mean, just set up literally just her and the guitar, which was very different from most performances, period, in the show, not just hers.
Yeah, they were all very big. They had the background singers coming on stage and band members, and her I did notice. It was a couple lights,
It's just
a guitar,
a chair, a guitar, and some lights.
Yeah, it was great.
And a flawless voice.
Agreed.
Awesome.
Snaps for Alison Porter.
Adam wraps up the show with Ray Charles's I Got a Woman. This dude is freaking untouchable.
Yeah, wow.
This guy, you want to talk about versatility? This dude just busted out Ray friggin' Charles. And again, in big letters, just like I did with Lathe, musician.
Yeah.
Destroys the piano.
Those keys. I wrote keys with a heart and fun with a smiley face. My notes are very third grade. The intro was great. I mean, you're listening. It's strong acapella. Oh, it just draws you in. And then it gets so fun and you just want to smile and dance. He's a pro. It felt like I was watching him in his own concert.
Yeah, this is how he would perform this is how we perform at the Grammys. I mean, like this type of performance. He's got the band set up, the big lights, the piano up high, just killing it. Every note of this song. This dude, he does country, he does southern rock, he does soul, he can do R&B if he really wanted to.
You could call him versatile.
I think I did a minute ago. I think that was actually exactly what I called him a moment ago.
Rightfully.
He is the definition of versatile.
Let's hear him do some J-Beebs.
Yeah, they're pretty much. All right, yeah, Adam, next week you're going to do some Metallica, all right? Let's see how you do that.
That'd be great.
What is that?
Talent.
And then some. Just so good. So many, honestly, of these performers. It's been a while since I would consider such diverse talent on the show this late in the game.
Yeah. We got country, we got R&B, we got
blues, we
pop.
got the
Daniel,
southern
what is
rock.
Daniel? Pop.
Daniel will be pop.
And Nick.
Nick is R&B. Paxton is a little across the board. Yeah, we got some of everything. Let's check out the iTunes charts right now.
Do it.
I gotta put my phone away from the microphone. So let's, if I can get it loaded up here.
I'm very curious to hear your prediction of who goes home. Just one person goes home this week.
Yeah, only
just
one.
A reminder.
Only one goes home. I'm turning just the Wi-Fi off because that doesn't seem to be helping things. All right, I'm pulling up the charts. Let's get the prediction music because we got to talk about who's going to go home.
I guess Lathe and Paxton did so well on the charts.
Yes. All right. So currently,
AfterBuzz TV.
and this is the overall song list. I mean, they talk about other charts. And remember, it is 9:48 Pacific time, so the show's not completely done on the West Coast yet.
Mm-hmm. Makes a big difference.
Currently, the highest one is Alison. Let 'Em Fly is at number 10.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Which means more votes if she stays in the top 10. The next highest, number 17.
Why are you smiling?
Lathe.
Oh.
Number 17.
Wow, look at him.
Badass. I love it. Then you got Adam at 20. Mary at 21. Hannah at 33.
Oh, I love her.
And then you got that's it in the top 50. Paxton's at 54. And then there are a couple others that I have not named yet. So
Looks like we're saying goodbye to Daniel.
I am 1,000% in agreement with you. Daniel, granted, when you're in the bottom two the previous week,
Yeah.
you're always most likely going to be the next one gone.
Yeah.
And then when you really don't bring it at all, in my opinion, Daniel's gone. Sorry, Jason.
Wasn't enough to keep your boy around.
Jason, if you maybe were here this week,
things would be different.
Yeah.
For us all.
Yeah. That's right, Jason.
Yeah.
That's right. If Daniel gets eliminated, it's on your hands. His blood is on your hands.
Sounds messy.
That did get messy and violent quickly, didn't it?
Yeah.
All right, why don't we just wrap the show up then?
Okay.
All right.
Before we wrap up.
Yes.
Okay, so I really like this guy Lathe. I think he has a great sound, and I was thinking what you said about not wanting to buy his music, and just thinking about like the way music is sold today, and all he really needs is like one great cover or one great hit like that he makes, and then people will maybe be more open to it. But I think he would be great in movies, like either cast it as like the dude who can actually play the music in the bar that you're hearing, or like making music for soundtracks for movies. I think like that would be a perfect niche.
So someone in the background,
like the live guy at the bar that's rocking it out for whatever next.
But would you?
and he gets like a 7-second cameo.
But would you?
He'd be great.
Would you want a very talented guy at a bar to win The Voice?
Yeah, exactly.
That's because like we'll have people on here like Daniel. He'd be awesome at karaoke, but you don't want that to win The Voice.
That's so different. I feel like it's a bad analogy.
Well, he'd be great on cruise ships. I don't know, like good lounge singer. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Just in comparison to Lathe's talent and how Lathe fits into the music world in the future is so different than how Daniel fits into the world in the future.
I know. I was just using Daniel as an example there, but I mean, well, Jimbo, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
That type of thing, that's not what we want out of the winner per se. We don't want him to just be kind of like in the background.
We want him starring in his own movie.
Yeah, we want a movie to be about, or have the entire soundtrack be by him or something like that. Which of course we'll never get from the Voice winner, but we can dream. So with that, let's wrap this show up. One is going home. We think it's Daniel. We'll have the final 9 next week. Hey Jimbo, it's your birthday. Plug your Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter at the Jimbo Slice, TheJimboSlice. I also do the Lucha Underground after show on Thursdays.
There you go. Hey Megan, how can
Hey.
people reach out to you?
You can reach out to me through your heart.
Okay.
Twitter at Megan Boykoff and Facebook Megan Boykoff.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Rosenberg, Instagram The Rosenberg, T-shirts ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg. I'm wearing one of them right now.
Duh.
Also, I'm finally doing stuff with my Facebook page. I'm starting to kind of try to rebuild that. So please follow Christian Rosenberg on Facebook, because some fun videos are going to be on the way for that. So stay tuned.
Ooh.
And of course, for all your other AfterBuzz TV news and gossip, follow them on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. For Megan Boykoff, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We will see you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.